Hello everyone, and I am back with another roll and write game for our channel, and one that you could do on a live stream and would be great for your students, and is also a free print and play. So us teachers again can use this ad nauseum. Students can get it. You can post on your website. No worries whatsoever. This one is called 9 Lives. It's a fun little cat game, and it's a little adventurous cat game. I dig it, and let's dive into how to play it. All right, here we are at the computer. All you're going to need to play this with your students is 2 die of different colors, and then you need 5 other dice. You really could overlap some of these, so really you could get a minimum of 6 dice, one of which is a different color. If you happen to have a bunch of these laying around, I would do both, so that way you can use this for the capacity I'm going to teach you and use these for the other capacity that I'm going to teach you. You ready to learn? In this game, the first thing you got to do is find out what our end game powers are. You're going to do that by rolling 2 dice. Boom, I got a 1 and 2. You have to keep rolling those until there are different ones, because it is going to unlock which of these we're doing. So we said 1 and 2. So we're doing the borders and many grids. That's going to be important for us to keep an eye on throughout the game to try to score as much as we can at the end. The next thing we're going to have to do is choose which cat we're going to be. And on the first round, you always have to be the starter cat. After that, it is up to you. The next thing you're going to have to do is figure out the starting position of your first cat. And to do so, you're going to take your 2 dice that are of 2 different colors. The lighter one is the column die, and the darker one is the row die. So I roll this, and I got a 3 and a 6. And so the 3 being the lighter means this row, or this row. And then the 6 is wild, so we can see that up here. It says wild. The 6 being wild means that we can choose any one in that particular column, which is nice. However, if I had rolled something else, we would have to be restricted to the number. So let's just pretend I rolled a 3 on the dark die there. So that means I could go here or here. You would just sort of find those spots that they connect. Ours was wild, so again, I could choose any of those, which is pretty awesome. The next thing you would do on most turns would be choosing which cat you're going to play with in that spot. And there are 9 of them. However, as you can see, it's already filled in. The first one is your starter cat, so that's automatically what you're going to do. But after that, you get to choose, and you could choose something different than me. However, over the course of the game, we're going to play with all of them. The next thing we do is we take 5 of our dice and we roll those 5 dice, and based on what they are, we're going to use those dice. So I'm just going to walk you through it a little bit here on the screen. All right, so looking at the board, you can see that I have my starting spot marked off there with the blue X. And now I have these dice, the 3 4s and the 2 5s. And the first thing you can do is use those dice for movement. And you can see here pretty easily how movement works. Each die can move you 1 square in that direction. 1 and 5 moves you north. 3 and 5 moves you south. 2 and 6 moves you east. 4 and 6 moves you west. Pretty nice little system there. So let's say I use one of my 5s to move south. You'd put an X, and this is important because everywhere you move, you got to put an X, and that restricts you from ever going into that spot again. That one, I crossed off a sword, so you're going to be like, that has to be something pretty cool. I'll show you how that works. In this case, it wasn't that cool. If we jump down here to our upgrade section, this is another spot that you can spend dice on. You can see here the dice I can spend. And if I did so, I would upgrade in that particular category. You can see there's some end bonuses here if you get all the way. You can also see that along the way there's some victory points, but you can also see there are these graphics. That's the thing that's pretty important that I want you to notice here. Looking at our die, looking at our situation here, if I use those 4s to upgrade here, 1, 2, 3. Not only did I gain the 1 victory point, but also I unlocked this ability here. And that means whenever I enter into a space in the main grid that has that, like this, I get to cross off one of these treasure chests. And at the end of the game, the treasure chests are worth 2 victory points each. So that's a big deal and can score us quite a bit of points along the way. Don't forget that we're also trying to watch our end game points that we have over here, that these things matter based on whatever we had in the beginning. All right, so we would continue along that way until you've spent all 5 of your dice in terms of the upgrades, in terms of the movement and all of that. And then we would begin a new round, and a new round begins the same way. We would take these 2 dice again, roll it, and we would have to place based on that roll. Again, you're often given 2 choices. If you end up in a situation where you're like, there's an X in both of those, if that ended up happening to you, you would get to choose a place that's nearest to it that you would like to go. After you've picked a starting location, we then choose a cat for the round, and this becomes a little interesting because you got the fast cat, the jumping cat, the smart cat. There are so many different cats. It goes on and on and on. And they all have a little bit of a special power that you can use. They're pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through them here in this video, but you would have that ability for the turn. And after that, you roll the 5 dice, and that's what we would all have to deal with, those 5 dice for our move action as well as our upgrade action. After we play through all 9 lives, then that ends the game. You sort of total them up. You total up your treasures, your upgrades, your end goal 1, your end goal 2, and you total that, and whoever has the most points becomes the best cat. So that's it. That's how you play 9 lives, and I hope you guys have a great time. As always, don't forget to check the link down below in the description, as you can get this template as well as connect with me in all sorts of different ways. Love it if you share this video out. Love it if you come play with us on one of our live streams. One way you can find out if those streams are happening is if you click the subscribe button, and then don't forget to hit that little bell, because that little bell rings your way when I post new content on this channel, and I would love for you to see it all. All right, take care, everybody.